Hello and welcome to Let's Try. We're trying Lost Eidolons. This isn't a new game. It came out in 2022. It is a turn-based tactics RPG. It comes with a lot of bells and whistles and a fairly long campaign. I've been playing it for a few hours, about 4 hours, and I've been really enjoying it, and I have a lot to say about it. I'm just going to go ahead and jump into my current campaign. I'll do a combat because combats can last pretty long, and then we'll talk about the downtime as well as the story. So, I mean, for a lot of you, this may look pretty familiar so far. There's a lot of, if you think already that you might enjoy this game, I would say that you probably will. It's exactly what you think it is. One of the reasons I've been playing this game is because it actually is one of the few turn-based tactics RPGs I've managed to play fairly well on the Steam Deck. I find a lot of the turn-based RPGs kind of have some horrible glaring flaw that makes it untenable for me. If I have to use a cursor for a game on the Steam Deck, I'm not going to. If the text is basically totally unreadable, I'm probably not going to. If there's some kind of weird controller hang up, I'm probably not going to play it on the Steam Deck. So I will say just right away that Lost Eidolons is one of the few tactics RPGs I've managed to find that I like looking at that plays well on the Steam Deck. So we could go through formation. I honestly find that the default formation they give me is good enough, unless there's like some contextual stuff that we really have to go to. But let's go through explore. We're gonna zoom out. We're gonna see what we're in for here. Okay, so we're fighting some hellhounds, and we've got a big bad over here. Combats can last quite a long time. It can take me a good half an hour to get through a combat. They're not too difficult if you are doing things properly, and I tend to kind of smooth brain things a little bit. So there's just a couple of things that we need to keep our eyes on. This is our main character, Eden. He's the kind of commander of our squad. If he dies, then we lose the combat. If anyone else dies, that's okay. There is a mode you can play in this game where when someone dies, they die permanently, but they are still available for like cutscenes and stuff. You can't bring them into combat anymore. I'm not playing that mode. I wanted to actually enjoy this game, so if I really feel like being a sicko, then I might do another playthrough with Iron Man mode enabled. All right, so let's actually begin this combat. So in this case, I actually have two people I need to protect. We've got Eden and we've got Ballister.
Man or beast, it matters not. We'll cut them all down.
So I want to talk about, I guess, my criticisms, but also other people's criticisms of this game right away. The game looks very nice, but as you could see from those cutscenes, the animations are quite stiff. I really don't think this is a make or break thing. I think that is just fine. The actual combat animations are actually very well done. So yeah, no, they don't have like 300 to 500 bajillion hours of mocap like Baldur's Gate 3 does. If that's a deal breaker for you, then I don't know what to tell you, honestly. But the actual story, I mean, I've seen people say that it's shallow or that it's uncompelling or it's not interesting. I kind of disagree, and I'm a huge stickler when it comes to stories in games. I tend to not care a lot, but I've actually been finding the story is quite compelling and the characters are good enough. They're actually well defined. It's a fairly Western style world. I mean, it's very much kind of like a feudal-ish medieval type world, but with magic. And it's, you know, the story is kind of playing JRPG, but maybe not as exaggerated as most JRPGs, at least not in my opinion. I actually have been kind of enjoying it. It's a nice change of pace. But with all of that said, let's kind of go through some of the nitty-gritty of combat rules. You'll see that everyone's got a weapon and it shows you their armor, and it's very transparent about what that means. Certain weapons are more effective against certain kinds of armor, so you kind of want to throw your specific units at specific enemies. You can also hit a key here to show me the full range of threat from the enemies, and what I like to try and do in that situation is send a couple of units just to the edge of their threat range, and you'll see that this is going to bring this guy over. He's going to be able to make it over and attack my dude. I have found that the rock paper scissors style of mechanics when it comes to weapons versus armor is actually kind of a guiding line. It's not really a hard and fast rule. Like, you don't actually have to follow it that strictly. It's better for you to attack with than you have to worry about them attacking you. So we've got a combat skill. We're very early in the game still. You know, this person's a squire now, I think, so that means that they get a taunting strike. Obviously that's not going to help me right now. I'm just going to have them defend. And yeah, I'm just going to like move people over. One thing you can do is everyone gets 2 weapon types. I'm going to have this guy pull out his axe. Not that that helps him defend at all. The one thing about the axe is it's actually not good for defense. So these 2 guys are going to make their way over to this guy. Fortunately, he's defending, so he's going to take a little bit less damage. We'll send Leonard. Leonard is a mage, and he's got some pretty good range ability, so we want to make sure he's at least where he's going to be useful. Now, it looks like these 3 characters actually cannot move. They're just backup, I suppose. So let's make sure that we've got people on the left side as well. We don't want to get like steamrolled. So that's going to be just close enough that it's going to bring that guy over. Could bring this guy over. One thing I like in this game is that it's actually quite forgiving when it comes to the undo mechanics. I can see what that does. I can see how the enemy's going to react, and I can just undo that if I want to. I really appreciate that. There's also, if I actually confirm that, there's another undo system, which I also really appreciate, that shows you the full range of every single move and lets you undo as much as you want, up to 10 times. I have never used up all 10 times, but I have used some of those, and I've really appreciated that they were in the game. Eden's going to go in the middle here, and he can kind of swap between these 2 combat if he wishes, and that'll give us a little bit more options and control over the battlefield. And we'll send our character Marshall over here, and we're going to wait. You can kind of see exactly what they're going to do. They're going to do a little bit of damage. That's fine. And yeah, we've got these like very like robust, fully rendered attack sequences, and you know, like, people have complained that they kind of slow the game down. You can fast forward through them, so like I'm hitting left control, and now it plays a little bit more quickly. You'll notice that my characters will get like a counter attack. It is kind of chance based. People level up when they take attacks. One thing I like about the level up structure of this game, or the mechanics, is that you gain experience just for attacking or even taking attacks. If you counter attack, you'll get some experience, and that's kind of nice because it means you don't have to like manipulate the battlefield so that a specific character gets a kill. The kill isn't as important as just getting your hands dirty and doing some attacks, and I actually really appreciate that. Our lad here is going to do some damage, and yeah, we're taking some damage, and it's not necessarily great, but the good thing is the reason I push them forward a bit is to force all of them to come forward. Okay, taunting strike, that's a bit of a bummer. That's a debuff. It's going to make my character less accurate, but we got the counterattack off, and that means he gains a little bit of experience. And yeah, so some of them got to attack. Oh, I see. So these characters are self-controlled. I actually have no control over them. Oh, and they're going to heal my dudes. Okay, cool. That's nice. So I guess they're going to be moving forward as I move forward. That's interesting. Okay, so I guess we're defending them as this combat kind of progresses. Wow, that was a nice attack. So the tactics are pretty much what you would imagine. You gain bonuses for attacking enemies that are within range of some of your allies. There's a really good rapport mechanic so that certain characters will have rapport with other characters, and if you're within range of those characters as you're attacking, then you'll gain bonuses, and that will develop as the game develops and as you kind of get to know those characters. I actually really like that. I want to talk a little bit more about it when we get to the downtime, but for now we're just going to try and play things out as good as we can. One thing I should mention is that enemies have a kind of a range of control that you can't really move around. So if you'll see, you might notice here, like my character here, he has a lot of movement, but he can't actually move past any of these characters. Maybe Eden's a better example, because you might think that he'd be able to squeeze through this little window here, but because these enemies have kind of an area of control, he can't get past them. So it really incentivizes you to like kill a couple units so that you gain a bit more control over the battlefield. Now, obviously, this is a very untenable situation. Our friend Leon here is really going to eat a lot of damage. So what I want to do, I want to take care of this first. I'm going to have Marshall do a spell and kill this first lad here. Let's see what that looks like. Let's do a light arrow. And yeah, we can see that that's going to kill him. And we're doing that just to get him out of the way so we can either move Leon out of there or like push him forward, or at least in a better position. Also gives frees up Eden a little bit. He's still taking a lot of attacks. I like to just see how things play out a little bit. We know that our allies here are going to be moving basically last on the turn order, so that's not necessarily what we want to do. Let's just see what would happen if we move our dude Leon back here. That would split up the attacks a little bit more, but it also means that I think Marshall would be taking an attack. She's a mage and she doesn't have a lot of health, and she also doesn't have a lot of armor. What if we moved him like here? That's not bad. I think I'm willing to deal with that. What we could do is have him swap to his bow and then still get an attack off on this guy. We can take care of this situation over here. We'll move Andrea over here and just do a basic, let's see a combat skill actually. Frenzied Strike, sure. I like to use attacks on like enemies with full health because yeah, then you end up, we get to gauge how much of their health is left. Like for instance, Gilbert, I don't know, is it worth using Gilbert's magic on them? Magic spells are, you get a certain amount per combat and then they're done. So you kind of have to use them sparingly. But that being said, I've never really run out completely. So let's just do a dark arrow and we'll make sure that this guy's just off the books. Nice. I really like that when they show the attack animations of your character, they can see you see a bunch of other things going on. Like this is the kind of the broad strokes of the combat, but the actual reality is that there's this huge combat going on and you're not seeing it all of the time. Why don't we move him over there and have him attack this guy? And then we'll have Francisco hit the armor that's actually appropriate for him. Robin's taken some damage, which isn't great. And now everyone's attacking Francisco. That's really bad. Let's get a couple of enemies off the board here, and we'll see how that works out. Damn, everyone is after Francisco. Or sorry, Robin. That's really not good. Maybe if I do a run over here and do a taunting strike, it'll grab the attention of one of these lads. We use it on a fresh health bar. Still everyone wants Robin. He's just like in the prime position. So what we're gonna do is move Leonard over here. Oh, he's not close enough. So that's why we use the Tempest Gust. Tempest Gust has a farther range and then we can wipe someone off the battlefield here. Nice. Good. So now there's only two hitting our boy Robin. Okay, so this guy is hitting Robin with an arrow. Ooh, that was a nasty hit actually. Okay, he's hitting Eden. That's good. That provoking attack did its work. And Robin only took one attack as opposed to 3. Robert, he took a little bit of damage. He gets the counter attack. Even though it's guarded, we still get some XP. Oh, no. Oh, God, Robin's down. Okay, that's actually really bad. We'll see how things shake out, but losing a guy on this first little skirmish was actually a really bad news. Wow. Ballister hits like a truck. Remember, I'm not too concerned if a character dies. It just means we don't get them for the rest of the combat. Also means that they're not going to get any more experience. So that's kind of a bummer, I won't lie. Marshall's got a little bit of work to do. She's our healer. So she's going to move over here and heal our lad, Robert. Just speed that up a little bit. And again, you can skip things if you want. I guess it'd be kind of nice if there was like a, skip the robust animations mode, but I really don't think it's that big of a deal. So you might notice that this guy's got a drenched icon above his head. That matters for things like elemental damage. Some of our mages will do like fire or lightning. You've already seen a couple of those. Fire is not very effective against a character that is drenched, but lightning is very effective against someone who's drenched. So this is a good way. It kind of has that Divinity Original Sin flavor, I guess. It reminds me of that a little bit. So really, we're just provoking this one lad. We're going to take one attack. But I often find that when one enemy is provoked, the whole bunch of them are provoked. You notice that they're all moving forward, even though they can't actually attack anyone. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this Hellhound. You might notice a few things about them. Wow, Ballister really does some work. We're gonna have to kill a couple of these lads in order to get to the Hellhounds. Unfortunately, that's probably gonna mean that the Hellhounds are gonna get a chance to attack first. Let's get our boy Gilbert in there and ooh, maybe not actually. Can he get into the bush? Will that kill him? Yes, it will. Cool. All right, so this is a fairly scarce spell. We don't have too many charges of that, but I would rather do it from safety than like provoke everyone to attack Gilbert. So you might notice these Hellhounds are a little bit different from other units. They take up 2x2 tiles. They do have a direction and they also have weak spots. The weak spots are pretty self-explanatory. If you hit this spot with a sword, then you're going to start a chain attack. The chain attack does not provoke counterattacks. They will never counterattack you as long as you're attacking that spot with the correct weapon. And the more you chain attack a big monster like this, the more damage you're actually going to do overall. So like if we move our dude it in here. We do because he's got his bow out, we hit this spot. A couple things are going to happen. First, it's going to start that chain hit. We do more damage. It provokes no counter attack. It also damages this weak spot. You can only hit these twice each. So this is not ideal. We're kind of in a situation where we have to do something suboptimal. I think what we want to do is move Leonard so he's not taking 2 attacks, and then I'll just change what they're doing. Oh, looks like this guy is going to be a pain in the ass. I don't know if we're going to be able to kill him with 1 move. Probably not. So that's not ideal. Wonder if we like moved here. Okay, so that means that he's still attacking the character down there. And I actually think that we can move him here, and then we can hit the Hellhound. And ranged attacks, unless you're hitting a ranged enemy, you're not provoking an attack. So we'll start doing some damage to this Hellhound. Oh, that was actually miserable. Why was that damage so bad? Well, at least it leveled up Leonard. Oh, you know what we could do, actually? Since I can move Eden here, I know I can turn this Hellhound. So what we'll do is we'll actually move Francisco here, have him attack the Hellhound. Yeah, and you can see by doing that, the Hellhound's going to turn towards me. He's going to get a counterattack, but he didn't do very much damage. But what that did is it turned the weak spot towards me. And now I can hit that weak spot. Can we do... Yeah, we could do a taunting strike on it as well. Why not? And that's going to lower the accuracy of the monster. The weak spots change every turn, by the way, the weapon of choice. So it might... You kind of want to group up a little bit of everyone around these monsters if you want to take advantage of those chain hits. Okay, bite is fine. The thing that's worrisome when it comes to these Hellhounds is they have like a ranged ability that does a lot of damage. I mean, that sucks too. 10 damage is pretty brutal. At least Ballister's going to take care of this guy. That's good. And we'll see. Oh, wow, nice. Crit hit from Melina. I mean, these characters seem like they're very high level, so they're doing a massive amount of damage. It's too bad the mage couldn't have healed Marshall. She can't heal herself, but we do have healing potions we can give her. So I'm going to back her up just a little bit. She doesn't need to be backed up that much. And then we'll use a recovery potion. I thought I gave her a medium one, which is unfortunate that I didn't, but so she's going to have to use 2 to fully recover, but we'll go ahead and do that. I'm wondering if we moved him here and attacked him like this. Okay, that'll have him swap around, and then Eden can take advantage of the weak spot. So he turns around. Francisco levels up. Then we have Eden hit the weak spot again. This is going to break it, but it also kills the monster. So this is good. That's the monster dealt with on this side. I'm a little bit worried about this side, though. Not a 0% chance that the monster could kill her on his turn, but let's see. I think it's better to try and take advantage of these like chain hits. Wow, that was a really good damage. Take advantage of this hit as well. Well, that's a bummer. We can't kill the monster. There's a very good chance that the monster will kill Andrea. So please don't kill her. Yep, I had a funny feeling that was going to happen. Cool. That means I don't have to use another potion on her. That's pretty great, actually. I'm just going to go ahead and kill him now. Actually, I'm going to move him forward as much as possible. And that way, we take advantage of her full movement while killing the creature.
Plans are like booze. Only good till they run out.
I genuinely like the banter in this game. The dialogue is actually fairly well written. You know, it's snappy. I wouldn't say it's necessarily witty all the time, but like it's entertaining. I'm actually quite enjoying it.
Is this truly the best you can muster? I can't imagine why these men followed you.
Would you like to find out?
Find out he's got some superpower. Oh god. Gripping dialogue from the Manticore. Okay, oh yeah, bud. Looks like the Manticore has 3 weak spots. They definitely develop combats through rounds, so that's something to be aware of. If you think you have the winning edge, probably they have one more surprise left for you. Oh, I guess that it's going to be a bowman attacking him, so we may as well have him swap to his bow so that he can actually counterattack. I'm really hoping the Manticore can't just like kill me on the first turn. Oof, that's a lot of damage. And it poisons him. Ooh, god. Yeah, I won't lie, this is a little scary. But we do have 3 pretty strong allies here. We'll see how that... Yeah, healing Leonard is actually ideal. We'll see. Ballister might... Oh, I guess he's... Yeah, actually, killing 1 unit is probably more valuable than hitting the Manticore. Take ongoing damage each time they end an action. You can cure this effect with an antidote or spell that remove poison. I don't have either of those because I didn't know I was going to be fighting a Manticore, but that's okay. I saw people complaining that there's no blood or like massive violence in this game. Like people get hit and then they drop to 1 knee. Again, I don't know what to tell you, bud. Like that seems like some real nitpick. At least we get the ball going on the spell. We can hit that chain spot again with some magic. So we're hitting that that chain spot again. That's going to do some more damage. Leon does have an axe, so we can hit that spot. Oh, that's not a lot of damage for hitting chain 3. I think we move Eden up. If this guy's going to hit him, then he's going to get the counterattack, so we'll have him defend. That's actually pretty good. And we'll move Francisco up and have him swap, actually. I do have a couple of, like, consumable attack items in some of my characters. I'm just not sure which. Okay, so that's a debuff, I'm assuming, for everyone. Physical and magical attack, -5. Okay, that sucks. Guard is good. Counterattack did 1 damage, but hey. Holy Nova, that's new. Oh, that's a lot of damage. And he didn't get to counterattack. Brutal. Selena continues to help out with the heal. Ooh, that was almost a kill. If we can clean up some of these extra characters, then we could maybe even focus on the Manticore. Why is the Manticore focusing on Gilbert way out there? We're just gonna have these guys gang up on the big bad. One damage? Dang. Let's see, maybe he's got some effects on I don't know about. Guard +2 when physically attacked or countered. Rare plated armor. Guard +6 when attacked or countered. Well, we're just gonna have to hit him. Maybe we'll get his armor. He does have a green chest on him, so that means that when we kill him, he is gonna drop something valuable for us. You know what might be good, actually, is if we could just kill this dude. And that way, we free up Ballister to actually hit the Manticore, which would be useful. Marshall needs to heal someone. Let's have her heal Robert. She has a better heal than this, but it's good to use up the charges on the lower one, and this is probably good enough. Now, although 10 is basically 1 attack. A little bit worried about what the Manticore is going to do to Gilbert. Ooh, what is that? Oh no, he's charging some big attack. The counterattacks are doing almost more damage than the major attacks. Yes, Ballister. Nice. Hit the chain and hit the critical. That was fantastic. Nice. I mean, actually not nice. That's some really piss poor damage, if I'm being real. So let's just do some damage. Actually, you know what? Let's do a dark grasp and then we'll immobilize it. Hopefully. I'm not sure what that's going to do to it, but we'll see. Nice. Critical hit. Do a thunderbolt on it. This is some good damage. Good stuff. Let's just like hit this guy as hard as we can. Wow, 11 damage. No one could hit this guy, and then the light arrow does 11 damage. Okay, we'll move him over here so that way he's close enough he can actually hit the Manticore when we're done with this guy. We'll just do a normal attack. Almost enough. This guy is really tanky. Manticore attacks nothing. Okay, Ballister is gonna kill the Manticore for sure. No, wow, only 7. All right, that's Aurelio dead. Okay, cool, we still have to finish off the Manticore. That's really good. I was kind of worried that killing that guy was the main quest, so I didn't want to do that until I killed the Manticore, so I got all of the loot. All right, we'll give it to Eden. Let the main pro tag, you know, get a hit off on the big bad.
All right. I think that's the last of them.
So that's the combat portion of this game. It's pretty much exactly what you would expect. Looks like Leon did level up to warrior. So that's letting us know certain characters leveled up their class. So for instance, Eden here has now become a knight. You'll notice that his armor changes. That means he has new opportunities or new abilities to wear new armor, kind of stuff like that. So we get a bunch of quests. The quests are really kind of shallow right now, but they're an opportunity to explore our camp, talk to people, build a rapport, and flesh out some of these characters from a story perspective. Here we have our rapport. We can see how much we've gained. We haven't really unlocked anyone to like the next level where they benefit us in combat, but I need to do a little bit more work to get that done. So let's see what that looks like. So first of all, we have like a fully rendered camp that expands as the game progresses, that has new NPCs, new characters, new people to talk to, merchants that we can buy from, things that we can like strategize on. It's actually pretty robust, and I have a funny feeling it's only going to get more robust as the game continues.
I've seen some new faces around camp lately.
The more rapport you build with someone, the more likely they are to join us.
Visitors will come to your camp for a variety of reasons. Most will only hang around for a chapter or two, so befriend them while you can. Most visitors require a certain level of rapport to successfully recruit them.
How do I discover new classes?
First, you need to reach a certain level of overall experience. Then you need to master the right weapons and armor required by that role.
There's like several different things that you level up in this game. And honestly, it's all a little bit over my head, but I'm going to try to explain it now. As you're going through combats and you give certain items to characters or certain equipment, and they use those pieces of equipment, they're going to gain proficiency with that equipment. And as we've just learned from our lad here, they're going to need those proficiencies if they want to become certain classes. So, you know, I've been using a sword a lot with our lad Eden here. So he's gained proficiency with the sword. I mean, that makes sense, right? As well as the shield. If we were to give him, I guess, a spear, then he could learn how to use the spear better. And then maybe we can unlock some classes that require both, you know, sword and shield and spear proficiency. So that's kind of that in a nutshell. Pretty sure this is actually just a quick notes to show us what our proficiencies are, so that when I like give him new equipment, I just have like a quick reference here to see what they're good with. One thing I do like is if I hit M here, there's some pretty decent fast travel if I don't want to wander around the camp, and it's kind of instantaneous, which is really quite nice. So far, the storyline in this game has been pretty simple, but I actually quite enjoy it for like the adventure qualities that it has. You are a bunch of mercenaries, as close to bandits without breaking the law as you can get, and then you get accidentally pulled into, and not killing a lord, but you know, someone you know kills a lord, and you are going to be implicated in that no matter what. Going to be impossible to avoid. So you all decide to rebel. I mean, it's simpler than getting killed, right? She kind of looks like Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate. We'll go to Andrea. She has something to say, but she's also quite close to the new recruit.
Did you hear about that hunter who showed up? I saw her practicing on some pumpkins outside the camp the other day. She split one in half from almost 100 paces.
Wow, impressive.
It's good to talk to everyone because that actually builds rapport. You'll see it grow over time. So is Karen the archer?
Hiya.
You're a new face.
Don't think I've seen you in camp before.
Are you the one in charge around here?
Whoa. I don't know if I'd say in charge.
Is the character named Karen really asking to speak to the manager? Is that what's happening right now?
You are?
Corinne. Some people
Okay,
also call
Karen.
me
Oh,
the
I'm
Great
sorry.
Huntress. When I found out some up-jumped thugs from Lynetta have been going around my territory, cutting in on my business.
Whoa. Slow down. You've got it all wrong. Any monsters we've killed lately have been purely self-defense.
Oh yeah? Then what's this I hear about you lot marching to Selvin and killing a bunch of hellhounds?
Those were being controlled by this guy named Aurelio who...
Nobody can tame monsters. Like my father used to say, at least beasts are honest. I hunt monsters, not people. Why should I trust anyone that kills their fellow man?
Well, I can't argue with that. If we've taken food out of your mouth, even accidentally, then the least we owe you is a decent meal. And while you're here, you can check out the camp and decide what kind of people we are.
We built, see, half our rapport bar is already filled with Karen, which is pretty good. Let's see if we can't give her a gift. We've got a lime cordial, sweet dessert drink made with syrup and spices. That costs us 5 of our commander points. We get 50 every single time we enter the camp, which is every time we finish a battle. About the mark you're pursuing, maybe we can build some more by talking to her.
You mentioned you're on the trail of your next target. What are you hunting?
I'm chasing a beast called a manticore.
I, may have some bad news about that manticore. We're all here because we have people we want to protect. Not a day goes by that I don't think of their faces.
And you're okay with killing others for it?
I'd stop the whole war right now if I could. then nothing would change.
My dad would like you. I still don't know if I want to join your little club, but I'll give it some thought.
Yo. Turns out she does want to join their club. I have more rapport with this random character that just joined our camp than I do with any of my companions that I've like had a childhood with, which is a little bit of a dissonance, but you know, I'll go along. So yeah, there's a lot of things to do in the downtime. Buy some stuff, rearm your troops. It's good to restock up on like healing potions. I was a little bit sad that the healing potions are actually used as consumables, meaning like they are gone when you use them. I was kind of hoping that they were like something you equip and then they're replenished between combats, but on the grand scheme of things, it's a very small nitpick. So yeah, you do have to go and buy some more healing potions and restock. It's pretty quick, you know. I go through them. So this is our lad Robert here is the one with the incendiary bottle. I have to make sure I remember that. We can go check out our merchant. We have two so far. One is an equipment merchant and one is a general goods merchant. So far they sell very kind of like bare bones stuff. Like our equipment merchant is not selling anything that I really care about. However, now that I know that you want to build up several different proficiencies with your character to unlock new classes, it might be a good idea to buy a variety of equipment just to stock your character with different ones to build them up in combat. Meanwhile, our other merchant Porter over here sells consumables as well as antidotes, which apparently I'm going to need a couple of those. So let's go ahead and buy a couple of those. I like the poison pouches. Those are pretty good. The whole fact that they fully rendered a camp and like fully voiced basically every line of dialogue, that goes a long way for me. I think that's actually quite a lot. Oh, do we have a new merchant over here? Merchant Salma? Okay, we could, oh yeah, I mean, I'll buy both of those. Those are pretty good equipment. I was expecting like potions and stuff, but being able to buy rare equipment like that is quite nice. So yeah, I mean, I really like Lost Eidolons so far. Let me know in the comments what you think of Lost Eidolons. And if you enjoyed this video, definitely hit the like button. Consider subscribing for more content like this, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.